Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to be doing a full review of this Holy Land Illustrated Bible. This is the Christian Standard Bible, CSB, Holy Land Illustrated Bible, put out by Holman. And this one is in ginger leather touch. If you're new here, I'm Steve. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel. While you're here, you're going to get challenged and encouraged to be the Christian you claim to be. And I'm going to do that by going through scripture and reviewing solid resources and tools, such as this Bible, to make your day-to-day better and more Christ-focused. So let's get into this Bible. To be honest with you, I am super excited to be reviewing this Bible for you. I've seen it around. I've had it for about a week. And since the day that I got it, I haven't been able to put it down. And I want you to own one. It comes in multiple different variations of covers. You can get the hardback. And if I remember correctly, the hardback really was like just a little bit less than $40. There's this leather touch. You can also get like a premium edition. Today we're going to go through the leather touch. And it's such a nice Bible. I haven't been able to put it down because of the content in here. So let's get into it. So it does come with this slipcover. I suppose you could use it regularly. It's actually a really nice box. It's a hard box. The reason why I say I suppose you could use it regularly is because it's not the easiest to slip in and out of. You can do it, but if you're using this every day, that might kind of get old, I suppose. So nice box. I don't think I'll use it because I open this Bible so much I don't want to slip it in and out all the time. But it tells you what it is and gives you some illustrations and photos. And of course on the back it gives you, if you want to pause that, you could. It tells you what it has. More than 1,100 images. And we'll go through a lot of this stuff. 275 full-length articles, some digging deeper sections, and I'll show you one of those. Book introductions, 9.5 point type, which is really super easy to read. And then, of course, the footnotes and the concordance. This is the CSB Holy Land Illustrated Bible. And it retails for about $70. I think right now, which I'm making this video in Christmas season, so it's on sale for a little bit less than that. So now's the time. If you're watching this video, pick one of these up because they're gorgeous. So let's get into the Bible. We'll go through the outside and some of the specs first, of course. So you're looking at 9.5 inches. It's big. It's big and it's got some weight to it, but you're going to see why in just a minute. So 9.5 inches by 7.25 by 2 inches thick. So it's big, but it's worth it. Again, I'm going to try to convince you to pick one of these up because I think it's such a unique way to interact with the text. And I think it's a tool that every Christian should have. So this is leather touch, is what CSB is calling it, and it's not leather. It's kind of like an imitation leather, but it's actually soft. There is a grain to it. It's not genuine and premium, but for not being a premium leather like goat skin, it still is very pliable, and it still moves very well. We'll show you the spine here. You do get 1, 2, 3 ribs, but they're not reinforced, just so you know. CSB, Holy Land Illustrated Bible, Christian Standard Bible, and then Holman's signature. So the front is just plain, which I really like. I think that I prefer that. I have some Bibles with crosses and stuff, and it doesn't bother me, but I just prefer it plain. And you do get stitching around the edges. No art gilding, but as you can already see, and if you've watched any of my reviews, It has 2 ribbons. Yay. Okay, I think that every Bible should have at least 2, if not 3 or 4. And so I'm always excited when it comes with more than one. And the back is just plain 2. And again, another yay, they didn't stamp the ISBN into the back. So nice, Holman. It bothers me when they stamp lettering into the back of a nice Bible. All right, let's open her up and see what's inside. So you get a nice presentation, basic presentation page, but it's nice that they give you that. I have Bibles that don't give you a presentation page, and fill these out by all means. Always fill these out. I have a Bible that is over 100 years old, and I wish that it had a presentation page because it's a family member's Bible. I wish I knew more about them. So I always appreciate that. And a nice title page, Holy Land Illustrated Bible by Christian Standard, or by Holman, and it's the Christian Standard translation. If you don't know too much about different translations, there are some great videos out there. I'm not going to go into it today. Christian Standard is an optimal equivalence. It's kind of a really good mix between a formal, which is a word-for-word equivalent, and like a dynamic, which is a thought-for-thought equivalent. So this is the Christian Standard Bible Text Edition 2020. And if we haven't noticed already, the interior and the layout, 2K Denmark. We love 2K Denmark. I really appreciate their layouts and the way that they do things. And then you can see some of the different bindings. It's printed in China. All right, so we get table of contents. And in a Bible, such as study Bibles, or a Bible that's more than just the basic text, it's nice to have the table of contents because it tells you articles, the contributors. The contributors are huge, the abbreviations and extra materials that you're going to get. So it gives you a basic introduction, then it shows you the features. Okay, so you're going to get a book introduction, and I'll show you one of these. You're going to get a book introduction to every book, and it's a basic introduction, and they're all about a page or 2, but it's not 5 pages. So you're going to get the basic information you need to study that book. All throughout, you're going to get images, maps, and illustrations, and that's what I love about this Bible. It will get used daily by me because I've been enthralled with these pictures and articles. And then there's about 40 of these little digging deeper sections that give you kind of sometimes little word studies or just little information on whatever it happens to be that's in that area that you're reading. And there are quite a few. It says 275. So you're looking at almost 300 articles, usually a full page or 2, including images that tells you a little bit about the area. And those are what I've spent most of my time reading, such as you're reading through Ephesians, right? So it shows you pictures of Ephesus and tells you about it. And man, is that a cool way to interact with the text. So because there are articles, and in any good study Bible, it's going to give you a list of the theologians and experts that have contributed to the Bible. So you can look them up specifically if you like the way they write or you want to check their credentials. Those are almost always listed in the front of a Bible. And then a list of the actual articles. So it tells you who wrote them and what page. So if you want to look it up by name for some reason, or you want to highlight articles that you like, you can go straight to it if you don't want to mark inside your Bible for some reason. And the contributors to the actual Bible and the translation. This tells you a little bit about the Christian Standard Bible, the actual translation information. And that's good to know too, especially if you're new to this particular translation. Read through there. You want to know how they interpreted the Hebrew and the Greek and how they made notes and all those, and how they are using their footnotes and all that kind of stuff. So that's good information to have. And then we get into the Bible, and this is what I'm excited to show you. First of all, every book starts, this is they like stepped it up. So for me, I always like when a new book starts on its own page. It just, for some reason, it bothers me when it starts in the middle here. Sometimes you'll be reading along and a new book starts. I just like when it starts on its own page. They have stepped it up, and they all start just like you're seeing here. Genesis. Let's see if I can find another one. Just to show you what I mean. See, they all start like on the right side with a nice big full Joshua. And that's huge. I love that. It's beautiful. The whole layout of this Bible really is super nice. So here's you're going to get, we might as well start in Genesis, right? And actually, there you go. It's not completely flat on the table, but it is 2 inches worth of Bible. And this is Genesis 1. And it's open without me holding it down. Okay, so you're going to get your introduction. Again, usually about a page, usually about what you're seeing here. And that'll tell you the writers and why they were writing. And it's 2-column, right? Double column, paragraph format. This is not red letter. So I know some of you might ask, or either prefer or don't prefer. So this is black text. And there's not a whole lot of ghosting. I always try to manipulate the camera so you can see what I see. And that's hard to do, especially when there's not a whole lot of ghosting. I almost can see nothing. The paper is pretty thick. I'm not good enough to call out the GSM, but it's much thicker than a standard Bible paper. But my guess is that has to do with this information. So I'm going to lay it down and we'll pick it back up here in a second. So it gives you these articles all scattered throughout your Bible. On most pages that I've come across, you can't go 2 or 3 pages without getting a photograph, information on the photograph and on what you're looking at. And these things have to do with what you're reading in the individual sections. So that is the main number one feature of this Bible, which is why it is the Holy Land Illustrated Bible. It's giving you pictures and photographs and information on the Holy Land and information on what you're reading and what it either looks like now. Sometimes it's this is what it looks like now. Sometimes this is what it would have looked like. This is what this would have been like, and it helps so much as you're reading through the text to get a visual idea of what it would have been like for Christ, of what it would have been like for Moses, Abraham, wherever you're reading, what it would have been like for the divided kingdoms, what the lands looked like, what the stuff that they built looked like. I think it's such a unique and exciting way to interact with the text as you're reading. So I told you I'd show you one of these. There's about 40 of them scattered throughout, so I found one. And you can pause on that and read it if you want. But they give you these little sections, and they're all about that big. 2-3 paragraphs worth of information on something that you're reading in this area, right? So Genesis 6-7, it's going to give you a little bit deeper and a little bit more information. And as you flip throughout the Bible, again, you can't go too many pages without finding artifacts, okay? So it'll tell you what this artifact is. And it has something to do with the geography, how the geography played a part in the warfare of the judges, for example. What it kind of looked like, what they would have been doing. Obviously, this one's modern, right? So what it looks like now as they're uncovering things. I put I think like 3 or 4 days ago, I put a marker. Let's see if it's still there. Nope. In a picture, and unfortunately I took it out, but they talked about some of the artifacts that they've found in archaeology that have only gone to prove that the Bible is accurate and true. People are always trying to give the Bible a hard time and not believe it for one reason or another. And archaeology, every archaeological find that has been discovered only goes to support and defend what's in here, because it is the truth. And I think that kind of information is great to have in your back pocket. and good to know. And again, I just think that it helps me for sure interact with the text. But here's an entire article on Herod's temple and what that would have been like. All right, so let's skip to the end because those are scattered throughout. And something funny I stumbled across. Well, let's get to this first. So you do get a concordance. Most, especially study style Bibles, you're going to get some sort of concordance. They are not exhaustive, but they are helpful. You can carry it around and use it to find certain words or help you understand a word a little bit better, maybe on the fly as you're studying. And then at the very end, one of the reasons that I can't just flip to it is what I'm going to tell you in just a minute. So you do get a section of really nice maps. Okay. And ironically, just about a week ago, I heard a couple of guys that I watch that are that also do Bible reviews talk about having your maps printed on Bible paper. And I kind of chuckled because this is my first Bible that has map printed on Bible paper. And it was mentioned that once you have a Bible with maps printed on Bible paper, you'll never want anything else. And that has become true because sometimes the super thick paper in the back kind of throws off how the Bible sits and lays, and then it gets really glary. You're reading in the light, and this paper is gorgeous. The maps are I'm not going to say they're vibrantly colored, and I say that in a positive manner. The colors are very visible, even for a colorblind guy. I can tell all the different colors, and they're somewhat subdued, and because of the glare, I am really able to see the features of the map, or because of the lack of glare, because of the paper, I'm really able to see the features of the map. And like I said, I'm a visual learner, a visual guy. When I'm reading through a text, I like to know where Paul was. You know, what region was he in? How long would have it taken him to walk from here to here or sail? So I appreciate really good maps. All right, and then at the very end, you just have a couple of sheets. There's not a whole lot of blank paper in here. I will open to a standard page. It's hard to find a page that's even two pages together that don't have information. And here we go. So just to show you basic pages with no writing, what they look like, this is it. And these are few and far between because they all have these gorgeous pictures, illustrations, and artifacts all throughout. Where you do get some writing is if there's extra space, like before a book like this, because it always starts in the same place. So you might get a page if you want to write a bunch of notes. But as far as margins go, you're looking at 1/4 inch. And so that's not much. You're going to have a hard time writing on the inside and the gutter here. And your references are at the bottom. References and footnotes. Bottom right. So, again, I'm super excited having been able to show you this Bible. I think you should grab one. And I'm being honest. You've seen. I have a bunch of videos, and I'll leave links to the playlist here. If you're looking for Bibles, especially during Christmas time of year or as a gift, you want to know what you're getting. This is one of the more unique Bibles that I think you're going to be able to have on your shelf and use on a regular basis, because as you're reading through the Bible, it's giving you these little nuggets of information that really help you interact with the text. It gives you a visual representation of what things might have been like, or what things literally were like, if they have those illustrations or drawings or pictures, because they're still standing today. So as I finish up here, this has been a review of the Holy Land Illustrated Bible by CSB, put out by Holman. I want to say thank you to Holman for providing me with this Bible so I can show it to you guys. Like I said in the beginning, we're all about solid resources and showing you resources and tools that are out there that you can use to make your day-to-day better and more Christ-focused. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, be who you claim to be. Hey, if you like this video and feel it may help others, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And if you've enjoyed the content and feel led to contribute to help to this ministry continue, I've put a link to my PayPal account in the description. Have a great day, and may the Lord bless you and keep you.